I'm trying to record it before my family comes back home because once they get back home, it's going to be loud and I cannot get this recording done. So I got to get this done right now. So here we go. Welcome to episode one of building $1 billion company in Savannah, Georgia. And let me tell you, week one has been crazy. I have definitely bit off more than I can chew. Of course, I'm married. I have two young boys, ages 6 and 1. Of course, I'm running the company right now. I'm trying to pivot the company into a fintech company. And so, trying to do all of that on top of trying to film content, trying to write content, design websites, work on the algorithm. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. I don't know what I was thinking trying to do all of this at the same time, but I feel like God has called me to do this, so I'm going to push through. But once again, week one was crazy. And I think the biggest thing for me is that I do not know what I'm doing as far as shooting content, right? So I got everything that I need, got the cameras, the lights, and all the good stuff. And trying to shoot content takes 2 to 3 times more time than I thought it was going to take. So, Dorikas, if you're watching this, I need you because this is crazy. Trying to set up tripods, get the angle correct, the white balance, the ISO, all the camera settings, just it's too much. And even like trying to get the tripod, like even just getting in the shot, I promise you, it should not be this difficult, but it is what it is. I'm learning to shoot content by myself, right? So there's nobody helping me. It's really just me, the cameras, and the iPod. And I know I'm doing too much too because why do I need to have multiple camera angles, right? Like, why do I need multiple camera angles? But I digress. I want to do it in excellence. I want it to be cinematic. I want it to look super nice. So here I am trying to do that. But I am clearly out of my league as far as shooting content and all that good stuff. But I'm excited because I love to learn new things. I love to push myself. And so this is going to be exciting for me as well. And so the biggest thing about this first week that really took me out was really, I think, from the beginning on Monday. Well, no, I take that back, not Monday. Monday was actually fine, right? So Monday I actually shot the first series in our building, not building. Um, Actually, Monday wasn't the issue. Monday was actually great. So on Monday, I shot the first episode of Office Hours for Builders. So we had a young woman come on named Charlotte. Her goal was to purchase a home by next year. And so we walked through that. And so once I get it edited, I can't wait to share it with you. That's going to be a great story about helping people around the community accomplish their goals. But like I said before, Monday was fine. Tuesday tried to kill me. Okay. Tuesday was wild. So let me tell you. So there was an investor that called me last week and was very interested and wanted to come in and invest in the company. Fantastic. So we talked last week, and then on Saturday, she sent the wire for the investment. So, of course, Monday was a holiday, Labor Day. So the money wouldn't hit until Tuesday. Okay, cool. So on Tuesday, I know wires take a little bit of time, so not a big deal. So I look on Tuesday morning, the wires in there, no big deal, right? So bank opens at 9 o'clock. I'll give it to 10 o'clock. Let's see what happens, right? So 10 o'clock comes. I refresh the app. I check the balance. Still not there. Okay, cool. So now I'm sending the email, make a little phone call. Hey, trying to understand where's the wire, blah, 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 blah. And, just trying to get an answer as to what's going on because this investor, needs to get a response that her funds, are actually in the right account, right? And so I talked to the personal banker there, and they're like, well, we don't see it yet. I'm like, okay, well, maybe it could come later, right? So around 11 o'clock, still nothing. Noon comes around, still nothing. So now I'm like, okay. So talk to the personal banker. She's like, hey, well, why don't you contact the sender, see what's going on their side. So of course I do that, but as you can imagine, trying to contact someone and say, "Hey, I know you just invested in our company," and it was actually for a significant amount of money, and to say, "Hey, we don't know where your money is." That is a that's a conversation that I do not want to have, right? And so, but anyway, so I called her. I was like, "Hey, the bank says it hasn't seen your wire yet," but thankfully she was totally cool, right? She was like, "Okay, well, I'll just contact my bank and we'll figure it out." I'm like, "Oh, thank God! Oh, thank God!" So, about another hour goes by, and lo and behold, the wire shows up. So I'm like, "Okay, great." So I call the ambassador back, like, "Hey, everything's good. No need to worry. We got the wire." But that whole ordeal was crazy. And on top of that, I decided to try to shoot content that day. And as I just told you, I don't know what I'm doing. So I took so long to figure out how to get the camera angles, to get me in the camera. Like I said before, I'm doing too much. So I got two camera angles. So why? I don't know. And in the future, I'm actually going to have three, but clearly I'm struggling with two. Maybe I shouldn't even do three. But anyway, so I'm trying to get the camera, trying to get me in the camera, and the second camera angle is like ridiculous. But anyway, so I finally get that done, and then I'm thinking, okay, I want to take it a step further and like go for a run and all this other stuff. So I was like, you know what? Let me just shoot B-roll while I'm running. Oh my goodness, terrible idea. So I get the B-roll, I go outside, not a big issue. First shot of the B-roll, perfect. The second shot, wasn't paying attention, set up the tripod in an ant bed. And so I'm looking at the camera, trying to get the distance right and everything together. And I feel something crawling on my leg, and I feel something biting me. I look down, and it's like 20 or 30 ants like tearing my ankles up. And I'm like, needless to say, I got up out of there. I'm talking about arms flying, shoes flying, socks off. Like, I'm trying to save myself because clearly these ants are like, yeah, it's lunchtime. And I'm like, nah, it's really not. So, anyway, so once again, like I said, I do not know what I'm doing. But so I finally get the B roll, and I get everything together, right? Everything is good. So I come back home and I am opening mail. And so I'm opening this letter from our registered agent, right? So we have a C Corp, it's based in Delaware. And so, based on Delaware law, whenever you have a C Corp, you have to have a registered agent in that state. All a registered agent does is just basically accept mail on your behalf. And so I get a letter from the registered agent from I believe it was the Delaware tax court or whatever, right? Or tax department. And so I get open the letter. Now, mind you, I'm a little bad with mail, so this letter was actually dated from like July, right? And I actually put it on the screen too. So I get the letter and I'm looking at it. It's a tax bill. The tax bill is almost $100,000. I am, I'm done. Like, I'm already struggling because I'm trying to like shoot content. I'm already in not a flustered state, but a very alert state dealing with the why and trying to track that down. I just got attacked by a mountain of ants. So to see a bill for almost $100,000 out the blue, probably the worst thing that could have happened, right? And to be fair, if I actually owed 100K in taxes, okay, great. But the fact that it was unexpected, and I had very high doubts that I, or really the company, owed 100K for taxes in Delaware, I was like, no, can't be. So thankfully, I put myself together and I actually called the office, right? I call the Delaware government tax office, whatever it is, right? So I call them, and nice young lady answers the phone, and I'm like, hey, and I'm trying to act like I've been there before, so I'm trying to not seem like I'm poor or I'm broke or I'm upset. And so I'm like, hey, I just want to understand, how was the tax calculated? Knowing full well what I really wanted to say was, hey, look, I don't know how y'all got this figure that I owe y'all almost 100,000, but no, we gotta fix that because ain't no way. So anyway, so that's what I wanted to say. But what I actually said was, hey, I'm just trying to understand, how was the tax calculated, right? And so thankfully, she was like, oh, well, Mr. Manning, the tax bill that we sent you is an estimate. I said, an estimate? She said, yes, it's an estimate just based on, some figures that we calculated, some estimates, stuff like that, some assumptions. I was like, oh, okay. Right. So how do I correct your estimate? Because ain't no way I owe y'all $100,000. Ain't no way. And so she was like, okay, here's what you do. So she walked me through the process. And let me tell you, the bill was less than $1,000. Oh, thank God. I will gladly pay $1,000. Gladly. But yeah, that on top of everything else that happened this week, crazy. And so, but hey, this is week one. And I know that as I continue to build and get used to all of this stuff, like the production and the content and everything else, I'm sure things will get easier. And who knows, we might even bring in a crew to kind of help out with this because, like I said before, I do not know what I'm doing. But I do love it. I do love learning something new. But yeah, so this has been great. The fact that I basically shot this in one take is a miracle because, yeah, like once again, talking in front of a camera is not something I do on a daily basis. So, yeah. But anyway, super excited. If you are interested in this journey, please continue to watch. Please subscribe if you like this. Please tell your friends about it. To be able to build a billion-dollar company in my hometown is a privilege and it's a blessing. And so I am honored that you would spend time watching this. And so if you actually watch to the end of this video, I want you to leave me a message below. And the message is going to be Savannah, right? So write Savannah in the comments if you made it to this point in the video so I'll know. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time.